I love the fact that you gave the audience more than I even asked for you to give them, right? You gave them a good amount of information that they can take away today to have success. I was in a conversation in a YouTube comment today. I dropped an MIS video today. I think it's a fantastic degree, Taylor, and it's a millionaire degree, right? I use it because of the fact that I'm an MIS graduate and so forth. And in the comments, a gentleman said that he knows somebody who has a MIS degree, master's, has skills, and they interview well, but they still can't seem to find a job. And I said, well, then there's something wrong with the approach that they're going with, right? He said, why does there have to be something wrong with them, right? And it's like, you basically just said that if you reach out to people at the companies that you potentially want to work for before even applying, that's already a step in the right direction. I guarantee that person who is talking about somebody else hearsay that can't land a job with an MIS degree and has all the skills in the world, is the perfect communicator, the perfect such and such, aren't doing those types of things. They're doing the things that everybody else is doing and not standing out, right? Yeah. And that's the exact same way that you would be if you were in a tech sales role, or if you're applying to a tech sales role, or if you are trying to pursue a business or a VP that you want to sell to. If you're doing everything that or if you're doing the same thing that everybody else is doing and not winning, then you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong, right? Taylor just gave you guys a really good nugget before she even applies. She connects with people who are potentially hiring influencers before she even applies to the company. That's already a step closer to getting hired, guys, because therefore you were on a radar at that point in time. And I guarantee that person who's not getting the opportunities, hearsay, right, isn't doing that. And I told him to book a coaching session with me for free so that I can give him the game and really not validate or to give them the appropriate way that they should be hiring or they should be applying to jobs. Because if they are smart, if they have a great degree, if they have skills, if they are a good interviewer, that's all the tools that you need in order for you to land a job. If you're not able to land a job, then something about your approach is wrong. Maybe you're just submitting applications. You're not going to get a job by submitting just applications. You're not going to get it. You have to know people. If you are networking, how are you networking? Are you networking effective? And so forth, guys. So Taylor gave you guys the game. You wanted to say something else, Taylor. Go ahead. Continue on.
Yeah, I just wanted to add too, a lot of these companies have referral programs. So there are some people where they're getting $1,000, $2,500. I've seen some as even high as $5,000 for referring somebody. And if they get hired, they get that, that referral bonus. And so there are literally people, they're looking for somebody to refer. My actual first interview was from a major company. I have one of their employees reached out to me because I guess he saw I was doing careers course and I was looking to make the transition. And he used his referral to get me the interview because he was hoping to get that bonus. I didn't get the job, but there are literally people that's doing that. They're looking for people that's like, they want to refer people. So it doesn't hurt to reach out to somebody and to, one of the things I'll do is if I see a referral link on like the application and it says like, who referred you, I'll stop the application and just go and try to connect with somebody because I'm like, hey, that internal referral gets you knocked up to the top of the list and almost guarantees you the interview. So Why not take your shot of messaging a few people, getting it can be a little awkward sometimes because you feel like, I don't want to message them. They're not going to refer me. But it is what it is. It's a part of the game. Hey, I noticed you guys have referral program. I'm very interested in this role, whatever. Don't be afraid to ask. And, some people say no, and you'd be surprised though. A lot of people actually say yes, and they will refer you for the role.
That's right. If you don't ask, you won't receive. If you ask, you may receive. That's absolutely true. Right. So let's continue on the conversation. Now that we've shared with you what tech sales is and how you can break into tech sales, let's talk about why women should get into tech sales. And I want to kick this off with some talking points. Right. When you're in tech sales, you have the ability to make an impact. Taylor talked about how she's working with her marketing team, how she's able to book appointments for her account executives to close more deals. You have an ability to make a huge impact. And when you are, let's just say, a closer, right, you have the ability to really drive revenue for your company. So you are really making a big impact. Talk about, Taylor, how you're able to make an impact with being a BDR, right? Obviously, some people may not put it together, but the more appointments that you put on your account executive calendar, the more they are able to potentially close, which therefore increases the number of dollars coming into the company. But give it to them in another way as well too, Taylor.
Yeah. For me, the BDR role is really kind of, I don't want to say necessarily the foundation of business for them, but it kind of is. It plays a really huge role because you are the person on the front line getting these people to say yes to an appointment. For me, I have a little bit of flexibility in my role because I can go as far as actually closing the deals myself. If my account executives aren't available or they're tied up and they can't get to, they're just busy. And one of the things that I've been able to do to add value and to make impact in my company is really building that relationship between me and my account executives. That's what's making me stand out in my company now, and why they're throwing my name in the hat for promotion, because I've taken that time to truly serve them and say, hey, listen, what do you need? What are some things that, about the deals I'm sending you? Are there things you don't like? Are there things I should cover with these people before I send them your way? I need to know what you guys are looking for. I need to know what makes you guys operate better so I can operate better, because I'm working under you. So, you can make a lot of impact at your company. And then especially as a woman too, sometimes companies, like tech sales is a male dominant space.
Yep.
And, sometimes the mindset with some male dominant spaces is they don't realize how much of an impact a woman being in that position can actually make, and how good women are at sales. I think, Antoine, you mentioned earlier how, women tend to be better closers. They tend to close the deals. And I'm like, that's true, because the top people at my company are, the top person at my company right now is a woman. She kills it. She absolutely kills it. And so there's in the BDR role, there's definitely a lot of room to make impact and to really show up and show just how valuable you are in that role.
No, you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Here's a statistic for you guys. Right, Taylor mentioned it. Women have a higher close rate than men in sales. This is based on Forbes data. In 2018, it was 11% higher than men. In 2023, it's 5% higher on deals that's closed in a tech sales role. Account executive to the account executive. Women close more deals than men. That's a fact, okay? And I can tell you that right now, I've seen it in my professional career. The woman who I had on my team before she left, oh gosh, she was freaking brilliant. What was brilliant about her? Well, she had very good soft skills. What are those soft skills that were brilliant or that were really good? She was an effective communicator. She had empathy and showed empathy to the customers and the clients that we sold to or we sell to. She had intuition. right? She was really effective at building trust with our clients and developing partnerships. Listening was a major attribute or skill that she had that women typically do a lot better in than men, right? These are soft skills that women typically score better than men in. Communication, empathy, intuition, the ability to build relationships, building trust, right? And at the end of the day, all my young ladies out there, if you're afraid to get into tech sales, yes, it is a male dominant space. That's tech in general. You think about it, women make up 47% of the US labor workforce, but only 25% of the IT industry. There's a lot of factors behind that in education, what roles they apply to, and so forth. But we already know that that's changing. And there's major initiatives that are out there to make sure that women are going into more technical roles and getting into things like STEM. And today, the statistic is that I read was that 15% of technical sales roles or tech sales roles are occupied by women. Okay, so that's a small percent. But that has improved in 2023 to 19%. So you're already starting to see that that's transitioning is already happening. 15% back in 2018 and 2023, that's 19%. So that's a 4% increase in about 5 years, a percent a year. So companies are trying to diversify. You're even seeing that in the leadership in companies as well, too, where you're seeing more women into these roles. So guys, women, the roles are for you. You have all the natural talent and the skills to be able to land a job in the tech sales and absolutely crush it and make men, look soft like many of us are.